labor market, if you will, workforce housing problem, and for families, given a very aging senior population. But you can imagine, just think about it for a moment, and you know, this isn't a model, this is just thinking about it. Think about the number of seniors in a town like this who are living in housing, who are isolated in the housing they're living in. Many people who are lonely, but they have capital. Well, how do you create a more convivial living context, right? And how do you shape and educate and animate and communicate around the fact that people's legacy, I use the word legacy, land trust, can be blended, like a blended bottom line we talk about. Well, think about it in housing terms, right? There's some people that got capital, there's some people that don't. How could you convince and persuade and educate people to think about how you put the pieces together? And it's not because people are necessarily ill will, although, you know, there's, you know, creeps everywhere. I was going to use more colloquial language, but anyway. But there's a lot of people of goodwill, they just don't have, it's not part of how we've been socialized. It's not how we think. So part of the group, you know, this kind of, what I find exciting about this formation is that there's this sense of mission and animating and educating. Now the other thing I'll just say, that the green and the affordability agenda, that's part of the challenge all of us have to face. If we think for a moment that we can ignore the green or ignore the affordability, that means that tension we've got to come to terms with. And it is not either or, it's a tension we have to live with, and we have to figure out how to deal with this. And this is not just going to be something you can deal with on a single project basis, because there's things we need to do on a collective basis in terms of combined heat and power and district energy and other ways in which we start to move towards living sanely, which means we got to start thinking collectively.
Thanks. So we have Elaine and then one.